YAHAWAH, YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI. Call YAHAWAHSHI, Ba'Shem Rakakadas. It's the brother Abaka Walum here with a video, quick video to edify the body of Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawashi. I think I'm gonna title this video "Never Trust Thy Enemy" Part 3. The deceive and deceiver is his. You know, the devil, which is Esau Edom, which is the prince of the power of the air. He have control over the airwaves. What you see on TV, you know, through your radio waves. What you hear in your radios, your speakers, these frequencies that go out throughout the atmosphere, which is controlled by, you know, Esau, none other than Esau Edom, which is the so-called Salakia, the self-proclaimed white man. You know, I got a news video that I ran across. That's why a lot of times you gotta do your research. You can't take things off face value sometimes with a lot of this stuff that's going on, because they know for first and foremost, they know a lot of truth is out there, so they try to mix lies with the truth now. You know, sources that normally you could rely on, like which they have major control over, or they have basically control over what you see, like the video, like the news, and like radio stations and stuff like that make broadcastings. It's like now you got a such thing called fake news now. You know, that was prominent during the campaign of Donald Trump, that the last president. That was more that this fake news thing came out or was known during his presidency. But I want to I'm gonna just play this video here. It says doctor warned about rare swollen tongue symptom. You know, I'm gonna just let it play.
Now all new at 11, a good reason to get vaccinated. A mammoth-sized reason, actually. We are talking about an emergency and an emerging new symptom of COVID-19.
Doctors believe something about the virus is making people more prone to a very rare condition that causes your tongue to swell. Sierra Cummings talking to experts tonight. And Sierra, it really is a very frightening and dangerous thing.
If you notice your tongue is swelling and you are not vaccinated, you want to come to a dental office like this one. You would have to see a specialist, an oral surgeon. So far, the only cases are in Texas, but experts suspect there may be more. Warning, the images are graphic and rare too. Texas doctors who took Anthony Johnson from this to this say the severely swollen tongue has only been confirmed twice now among COVID patients.
It gets to the point where the teeth impinge on the top of the tongue and the bottom of the tongue, which means the ability of the tongue to drain fluid back out becomes non-existent. So the tongue just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
COVID expert and Emory oral surgeon Gary Ballou tells us,
obviously it results in potential for an airway loss.
Typically, extremely large tongues are due to patients being intubated for too long or severe allergic reactions. They're now working to learn its association to the virus.
Why does it take 18 months for it to finally surface? So what is the relationship to COVID? It's less than clear.
The tongue appears to swell over a matter of a day or so, not rapidly within minutes, he says.
I certainly wouldn't lose any sleep over it. I would just be aware of it as a possible, albeit exceedingly rare side effect.
Johnson lived with the side effect for 3 months. This bizarre case now able to help others.
Just thankful that I'm able to talk.
Sierra Cummings, CBS 46 News.
You heard that. That's what they said it was, that the guy here had a side effect from COVID itself, and the COVID side effect was was a swollen tongue. Let me just bring that back just in case somebody didn't hear it.
Twice now among COVID patients.
It gets to the point where the teeth impinge on the top of the tongue and the bottom of the tongue, which means the ability of the tongue.
And dangerous thing.
If you notice your tongue is swelling and you are not vaccinated, you want to come to a dental office like this one. You would have to see a specialist, an oral surgeon. So far, the only cases are in Texas, but experts suspect there may be more.
I kept the faith.
Warning, the images are
See, just to make sure you caught that, they said you noticed your tongue was swelling and you haven't been vaccinated. You haven't, haven't got the thing. I'm just say it like that. You should come to the dentist office or whatever. So I got this article here. I read it. I seen this when it first happened. Seen this guy in this situation when it first happened. But here's the news article when it originally happened. This is from news4jax.com. It says Lake City man's tongue swelled during treatment. The treatment. His tongue swells during the treatment. So I'm gonna read down here. Restore a Lake City man's quality of life after he suffered from a rare condition while being treated for the what it says there. Treated for this. I gotta watch what I say because they took down 2 of my videos, without cause. Slovakia. So I'm gonna have to watch what I say. Gotta be wise as serpents. I'm gonna continue on reading. It says Anthony Jones didn't get macroglossia from this itself. The 47-year-old's tongue began swelling while being treated for the virus in July. Macroglossia, a medical treatment, a medical term for an enlarged tongue, is a medical treatment for an enlarged tongue. It is extremely rare and uncomfortable. Jones said his tongue stuck out of his mouth 3 inches. Just the point is, to bring out the point, it says here he didn't get this. Anthony Jones didn't receive. Anthony Jones didn't get the macroglossia from blank itself. So he didn't get it from the blank itself. He got it because of the treatment. But you heard what that news broadcast, what they stated, that they said if you find that you getting your tongue swelling and you haven't received the then you should go to a doctor to get treatment, because that's a symptom of this virus that's out. It's a symptom. The symptom is the swelling of the tongue, when in actuality it's in reverse. The symptom of getting the treatment, which is Maxine Waters, getting the Maxine Waters, the side effects of receiving the Maxine Waters is a swelling of the tongue. When they try to reverse the thing, you see they try to reverse it. That's the devil. They reversing the side effects. People are slick, man. That's why you can't, just like the scripture said. I'm gonna get that in Ecclesiasticus. Well, I get this first. Job 12 and 16. Salakia, Job 12 and 16. And it reads, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and deceivers are his. So it doesn't matter who you are. If you're being deceived or you the deceiver, you're both in the hands of YAHAWAHSHI, you know. The deceive and the deceiver are his. And I want to get this out of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, out of the Apocrypha, 12 and 10. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 12 and 10. It says, it reads here, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rust, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my Salaki, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who shall carrying on? Who shall pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such come nigh wild beast? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? So that's basically what it says. Who's going to pity you once you know that the warning's been out? Our people anyway, the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native American, which they trying to promote this Maxine Waters, especially to the tribes, which are you're the children of Israel, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, this serpent is promoting this Maxine Waters, especially to this to that particular community of people. You know, it says, so read it again, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come now wild beast? The men of Yahweh Shimei Al-Shai have been warning you about the who your enemy is and what their intentions are. You know, their intentions is to do away with you. You know, you can even research your history to the Tuskegee experiment, and way before then during slavery, how they experimented on the slaves, the people that they enslaved, which is the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and all type of madness that this government has been linked with doing experiments. They did experiments without your consent and everything like this and everything like and every experimenting on the public without our consent, without your acknowledgement. That's even with these GMOs. They don't even know the long-term effects of these GMO foods, but they have it on your shelf and people are consuming it. Same difference with this Maxine Waters that they got. It hasn't been proved as as it's safe to take, but they just got you at the guinea pig, and if you live or die, side effects or not, it's at your own risk. But basically through coercive persuasion, you're under coercion through persuasive measures to take this Maxine Waters. You know, and reading 14, verse 14, so that I'm gonna read 13 again. So it will Slack it. Ecclesiasticus 12:13, who would pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such come nigh wild beast? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? So you going with this serpent, which is Esau Edom, and trusting in this pseudoscience. Hey, who's gonna pity you? The warning is out. And I'm gonna get some Proverbs too. Probably close it out in this. Proverbs 21:6. The getting of treasures by lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that speak death. A salakia of them that seek death. You know, no pun intended, but is what it says. Tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. You know, this is in vain because whatever they're gonna, just like the scripture says, they set a trap. They set a trap for their own feet. They setting a trap, which they're gonna be caught up in themselves. You know, the wicked. They lay snares for their own feet. So but the warning's been out. The men of YAHAWAHSHI has been giving warning out, not to trust this man and recognize who your enemy is. You know. So I hope the body of YAHAWAHSHI was edified through this short video. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory again to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Like it says here, I probably put the news article in the link. Oh, it's an easy search. Never trust thy enemy. You know. Double honors again to the men that I learned the truth from, the great men, the elders and apostles, the great men at GMS, and the brethren with the like-minded doctrine. To the Akim and the Aqua, say Shalom, Shalom, and Baba Ball. Oh yeah, there's another from the same. This is continuation. I forgot to bring this out. I left this out, but this is the same news station that they talk about that brought out the fake news story of or you know what, they got a story here that says how to spot fake reviews. I'm gonna just let it play. It's the same one the same news station that brought out the guy with a swelling tongue and what they said the side effects come from, which in actuality the side effects come from the guy with the swelling tongue. His side effect came from taking Maxine waters. Well, I'm gonna just let it play.
New at 11, relying on reviews before buying. It's not as simple as it used to be. Fake reviews are flooding the internet. Take this Yeti cooler, for example. Before clicking add to cart, you may want to read the reviews and see if it's worth your money, right?
But how do you know all of these customers really bought the cooler? Better Call Harry explains how to weed out the unauthentic responses.
We've all been there. Something we want gets a 5-star review, but ends up being more like a 0.
Something like 80% of people believe that they have read fake reviews online, which they probably have because it is fairly easy to potentially dupe those systems.
So, let's separate fact from fiction. Theory 1, no bad reviews means it's a fake.
It's all 5-star reviews, and that would probably throw me off.
The verdict? Fact. The Better Business Bureau says if you're seeing the same language in several reviews, it's likely a fake. Theory 2, glowingly...
Well, I'm going to just leave it like that because basically it's all my purchases, but it's kind of, ironic that they put a story out. It was basically a fake review itself, but they not knowing. I'm not saying like this news station in particular did it intentionally. They might have been misinformed about the situation, but you see the proof in itself that the side effect actually came from the Maxine waters and not the thing itself. So I just wanted to point that out too, that it was kind of funny that they had a review. They had a news story, and it says how to spot fake reviews. But that's it. Yasharala. I just wanted to add this to the end of it. But shalom, shalom to the next time.